Alright, so welcome to the second trial and error example set for factoring trinomials. So this time let's take a look at example, this problem here. We'll take a look at about three problems this time. So 2x squared, and we won't cheat on this, meaning we don't know what the answer is. So we'll have to work this out all the way through. So 2x squared, 11x, and 12. So again, I'm going to set up my little box. And I know, so I'll start with this. So that must be here. And again, I don't have many choices, and that's what's nice about starting with a corner that doesn't have many choices. One of them has to be 2x, and the other corner has to be x. There's no other way in which you're going to get 2x squared. 12 is the problem. So to get 12, there are many choices, right? So over here, let's write down the choices for 12. So 12 could be 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. That's it for the moment, right? So let's try with each one of these, right? So we know this has got to be 12. So what if I had 1 here, and what if I had 1 here and 12 there? So you can pretty much quickly throw these away, because this is going to be 12 and that's going to be 1, and there's no way 12 and 1 add up to be 11. So we can say, well, that's not going to work. But what if I had changed it around? Would it make a difference? Right? Meaning, what if I had put 12 here and 1 there? Would that make a difference? So 1 here and 2 times 12 is 24. That doesn't work, because there's no way 24 and 1 add to be 11. So again, we can throw this away, and we can say to ourselves, well, that's not the right combination. How about 2 and 6? So now we can get a little smart, right? If I'm trying 2 and 6, I'm not going to put the 6 here, because I know if I put the 6 there, 2 times 6 is going to give me 12, and that does not help me. So I will only try the combination of 6 in this corner and 2 in this corner. Let's see, if I put 2 and 6 there, 6 times 1 is 6x, 2 times that is 4x, that's going to give me 10. Close, but not good enough. So we've sort of eliminated one of the 6-2 choices, and we tried out the other one, doesn't work. How about 4 and 3? So again, let's be smart. 4 and 3, right? So if I put the 4 here, I know I'm going to get 4 times 2 is 8. And in my head, if I put the 3 there, then 3 plus 8, I'm going to get 3x there. 3 plus 8 is going to give me 11, which is exactly what I want. So now I have my factors. What are the factors? 2x plus 3, x plus 4. I'm done. Now you can always check this by distributing and seeing if it works out. Okay, let's take a look at another problem. Again, working with trial and error. So this time we'll try 6x squared plus 31x plus 5. So again, let me set up my little table. And I always start with a corner that I know I have few choices, or really no choice. And so when I look at this, 6 is a problem. 6 can happen a couple of ways. It can be 1 and 6, 2 and 3. On the other hand, 5 only gives me one choice. So 5, it has to be 1 here and 5 there. Right? It has to be that. No other way am I going to get 5. So it has to be 1, 1, and 5. Okay, that's the only way. So now our choices actually come for the 6x squared, right? So 6x, 6 can be 1 and 6, 2 and 3. So let's try these combinations, right? So what if I put 6x here and 1x there, right? So I will certainly get 6x squared then. But what about this spot here? 6 times 5 is 30x. 1 times 1 is 1x. Hey, look at that. 30 and 1 is 31. So I got my right combination straight off first shot. So x plus 5, 6x plus 1, and we are done. 2 and 3, you don't even have to try. It is not going to work out. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. So this time we'll do 16x squared minus 8x plus 1. Okay, so example of trial and error. So this time, set up the table. Alright, so I look at the two ends, I look at the two corners, and I ask myself, which corner shall I try? Which corner do I have no choices for? And so the easy corner to try would be the 1, because 1 only has one choice, and that is 1 and 1. Right, so that's 1, and then this has to be 1, and this has to be 1. Now, pay attention to the signs. That's a plus 1. So that means both of these either have to be positive or both of them either have to be negative. Now, since the 8 is negative, I'm going to go with them both being negative. Right? I hope that makes sense. Since the 8 is negative, I'm going to go with them both being negative, right? So this is going to be a negative 1, and that's going to be a negative 1, and that gives me my 1. That's the only choice. Now the 16, on the other hand, many choices, right? So 16 could have been 1 and 16, 2 and 8, 3 doesn't work, 4 and 4, right? These are all possible choices for 16. Okay, so let's try these out. So what if I put a 1x here and a 16x there, right? If I did that, then I certainly get the 16x squared. That works. But then over here I have a negative 16x and negative 1x. My eraser is getting fat-fingered here. Negative 1x and a negative 16x, and they certainly don't add to be negative 8. So that's not the right choice. And since it's both minus 1 and minus 1, it wouldn't matter which way I put this, right? Because if I put the 16 here and the 1 there, I'm still going to get negative 16 and negative 1. So that choice is nice because the numbers are exactly the same on either one of these. So I can eliminate the 16. How about the 2 and the 8? Oh, I should erase this as well. Oh my, okay. How about the 2 and the 8? So again, knowing that this is that I don't have to try both combinations because these are both 1 and 1, I can just kind of it doesn't matter where I put the 2 and it doesn't matter where I put the 8. So with the 2 and the 8, let's see. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2x. Minus 1 times negative 8 is minus 8x. And these two don't add to be negative 8. So we can throw that away. So our only hope is the 4 and the 4. So what if I put 4x here and 4x there? Well, certainly that's 16x squared. And if I multiply these two, I get negative 4x. And if I multiply these two, I get negative 4x. And hey, look at that. That adds up to be negative 8x. Okay, and now I have my factors. 4x minus 1 and 4x minus 1. Or you could write this as 4x minus 1 squared. Okay, don't forget that sitting over all of this is the fact that you might have a GCF to factor. Okay, meaning it could be that there could be a GCF that you have to take out from all terms, and we'll look at those examples also coming up. Let me do one more, and this is an interesting one in the sense that it works out differently a little bit. Just to open your mind up to the possibility. These are rare. Now I do this, and students often answer every question this way, but I'm telling you these are rare. Rare as in for you, it'll be rare in this class. So let's say we had to factor this. So this is again a very nice problem because 7 and 2 don't have very many choices. Right? So I know to get a 2x squared right there, this has to be a x and this has to be a 2x, or 2x and x, doesn't matter. And to get a 7 here, well, that's nice because it has to be a 7 and 1. That's the only choice. So it could be 1 here and 7 there, right? So if I did that, let's see, does it work out? 7 times x is 7x, 2x times 1 is 2x. 2 plus 7 is not 11, so that doesn't work. So the only choice now I have for this problem, given that 7 only has one factor, 1 and 7, is to try the other way around, meaning to put a 7 here and a 1 there. Now if I did that, what happens? 1 times x is x, 7 times 2 is 14, right? And these two add to be 15. So the only combination I have is 1 and 7, and in both cases they didn't work out to be 11x. So what happens now, right? They didn't work out to be 11x. So what we can say in this situation is that 2x squared plus 11x plus 7 is a prime, what's called a prime, meaning it does not factor. It does not factor. So this is the equivalent of, say, the number 5. 5 does not factor, or the number 7. It does not factor because they are prime numbers, right? So this is a prime. This is rare in this class. Again, let me tell you this because our goal is to see if you know how to factor, so there is not much point in giving you something that's prime. So keep that in mind when you are doing problems of factoring. So the next video we'll take a look at the second technique for factoring called the AC method.